All right, so it looks like you've been really digging into some Social Security stuff lately.
That's right.
Yeah, you're getting ready for those golden years, huh?
Hmm.
Learning to figure out how to really make the most of those benefits.
Absolutely. It's a crucial part of retirement planning.
Totally. And I mean, let's be real. Sometimes it feels like you're navigating through a bit of a maze,
It
right?
can be a little overwhelming, yeah. All those rules and regulations.
Exactly. But hey, that's why we're doing this deep dive today. And luckily, we have a total pro with us, someone who can help us break it all down.
Happy to shed some light on it all. Make it a little less daunting for you.
Perfect. Now, one of the things that really struck me from what you shared with us is just how big of an impact the timing of when claiming your benefits can have. I mean, we're talking like potentially a 30% difference between, say, starting at age 62 and waiting till your full retirement age.
Yep. Big difference. It's a huge factor people need to consider.
For sure. So I got to ask, why would anyone even think about claiming early if it means potentially losing out on that much money?
Well, everyone's situation is different, right? I mean, some people might need that income right away. Life throws you curveballs sometimes. Maybe they have some unexpected medical bills or, just need a little extra cash flow.
Makes sense.
Others might be okay with getting a smaller check each month if it means they get it for a longer period, starting early.
Yeah, that makes sense too. But I'm guessing that if you can swing it financially, waiting a bit longer to claim might be the better move for most people.
Most likely, yeah. Delaying those benefits, even for just a couple of years, can really boost your monthly payments down the line. It all comes down to these things called delayed retirement credits.
Oh, yeah, I was reading about those.
So basically, for every year you wait past what's called your full retirement age, up to age 70, your benefit grows by about 8%.
Wow, 8% per year. That adds up quickly.
It definitely does. It's kind of like compound interest. It can make a huge difference over time.
Okay, so delaying sounds like a pretty smart move, especially if you can manage without those benefits right away. But I'm curious, what happens if you're married or, in a long-term partnership? How does Social Security work in those
Oh,
situations?
yeah. That adds another layer.
I bet.
So even if one person in a couple hasn't worked all that much, they might still be able to get a spousal benefit, based on their partner's work history.
Really? How much can they get?
Well, it can be up to 50% of their partner's benefit.
That's huge. So, like, even if one spouse stayed home to, raise the kids or maybe had a part-time job to help out with the family, they could still be eligible for a decent chunk of change.
Absolutely. It's kind of like a built-in safety net for couples. It makes sure both partners are taken care of.
I love that. And on that note, what about if something happens to one partner? Does Social Security offer any kind of support to the surviving spouse?
Yes, absolutely. There's something called a survivor benefit, which can be a real lifesaver for surviving spouses. They can actually receive 100% of their deceased partner's benefit if they wait till their full retirement age to claim it.
Oh, wow, 100%.
Yeah, that's right. It can really provide a lot of financial security during a really difficult time. And I think a lot of people don't even realize this benefit exists.
That's so important to know. And just to cover all our bases here, what about folks who are divorced? Can they still benefit from their ex-spouse's work history in terms of Social Security?
Yeah, good question. So if the marriage lasted for at least 10 years and the person wanting to claim is currently single, then yep, they could be eligible for benefits based on their ex's earnings record.
Okay, that's good to know. So we've covered the basics. We talked about some of the, I guess, the ins and outs of those spousal and survivor benefits. But now for the big question, the one everyone wants to know. When should you, the listener, actually file for your own benefits? Is there like a magic formula?
I wish. I wish it were that simple. It'd make my job a lot easier. It's kind of like planning a road trip.
Oh, okay.
You got to think about your final destination and what you want to see and do along the way. There's no single right answer for everyone.
So you're saying it's really about individual factors, right?
Exactly. Your life expectancy, that's a big one. If you think you'll live a long life, like well into your 80s or 90s, then delaying your benefits is usually going to give you a bigger payout overall. But of course, if you have any health issues or need that income sooner, claiming earlier might make more sense.
I see.
It's also about your overall financial needs, right? Like, do you have other sources of income, savings, investments, maybe a pension? Can you bridge the gap until your full retirement age without having to dip into Social Security?
Right. You've got to look at the whole picture, your entire retirement plan.
Absolutely. Social Security is just one piece of that puzzle. It's about creating a sustainable income stream for yourself throughout your retirement years. You need to think about your savings, pensions, and maybe even explore options like annuities. It's all about building that diversified portfolio.
That makes a lot of sense. And just out of curiosity, are there any like advanced strategies that couples can use to maximize their benefits? Beyond just deciding when to claim.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There are a few tricks of the trade. Like one strategy is called file and suspend.
File and suspend, huh?
Yeah. So basically, one spouse, usually the one who's earned more over their lifetime, files for benefits when they reach their full retirement age, but then immediately suspends them. This way, their benefit keeps growing, and in the meantime, their spouse can claim a spousal benefit based on their record.
Oh, wow. That's a smart move. So it's like they're kind of double dipping in a way.
Exactly. It's a way to potentially boost both of your benefits over the long haul.
That's awesome. So it sounds like there's a lot more to dig into when it comes to Social Security.
Absolutely, tons. It can seem complicated at first glance, but once you break it down and understand all the different options and strategies, it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Oh, well said. So to all our listeners out there, I want to leave you with this. What part of your own retirement plan are you most excited to tackle now that you've had this little deep dive into Social Security? Remember, there are people out there who can help you through this. Experts like, diversified insurance brokers, they can really give you personalized advice that's tailored to your specific needs.
That's right. They can make it much less confusing. And remember, the sooner you start planning, the better.
Couldn't agree more. Happy